Welcome back to the Chengdu Sports University Gymnasium, the Dancing Phoenix, as this venue is known colloquially, because viewed from above, it resembles that mythical bird that bursts into flame and regenerates itself from its ashes. We are about to enter the decisive phase of the rhythmic gymnastics individual all-around final. The final 15 competitors are about to take to the carpet to perform with the clubs and the ribbon. The slogan of this university Games is Chengdu makes dreams come true, and the golden dreams of one individual will come true in about an hour's time. But who will that be? That is still somewhat in question. At the moment, the answer is Hungary's Fanny Pignitsky, who had the best scores with not just the clubs and ribbon in the earlier session, but with the hoop and the ball yesterday. She leads by about a mile in rhythmic gymnastics terms. 126.8 is her all-around total, and that is what the 15 competitors left to perform will be gunning for. It is going to take absolute precision for someone to pass her, but there are two, at least two, who are capable of it. And we are about to find out what they're capable of. The first competitor in this second and final part of the individual all-around final is from Slovenia. This is Brigida Krašovec, and she is performing with the clubs. Calm and collected. That is a good start to this final phase of the competition for Brigida Krašovec of Slovenia. She is a contender who is on the cusp of making apparatus finals here. She hit both of her routines yesterday, and with the hoop, she is currently the And here now, one of the major challengers for the podium. From Ukraine, this is Kristina Poronichna of Ukraine, and she will continue with the ribbon. Well, the music is thunderstruck, and it has been a thunderously good routine for Kristina Poronichna. It was hard to know what to expect from her heading into this competition. We really hadn't seen her perform in a major international since the World Championships in Japan back in 2021, where she did qualify for several apparatus finals. But she clearly has been making the most of her time, and that's outside the gym as well as in. She is currently a student at 2 universities. She's in her 2nd year of studies at the National Medical University, and she is also at the State University of Physical Culture. A very, very impressive young woman, Kristina Poronichna. The score for Brigitte Krashevets with the clubs is in. And now from Azerbaijan, here is Zora Agamirova, the all-around silver medalist from 2019 at these World University Games. She begins today with the clubs. The club's routine of Zora Agamirova of Azerbaijan. The music by The Who. It is called Wolf Totem, and it is a big, dramatic piece. And Zora Agamirova, certainly someone who has never shied away from unusual, interesting pieces of music. You can always tell when she is the one performing. There's so much complexity in her exercises. It's what makes her a world leader, and not just with the clubs. Meanwhile, the score for Kristina Poronichna, 28.4 with the ribbon, and that comes off of a 26.85 with the clubs from Brigitte Krashevets of Slovenia that led off this part of the final. And now, from China, the gymnast who is in 3rd place provisionally following the first day of competition. Here is Li Huilin, beginning with the ribbon. This is going to be a very interesting score. And the reason is because Huilin Li spent most of this routine with a knot in the ribbon, although not during her first pirouette sequence in Attitude Derrière, which was lovely. However, the knot, and it's visible right there, could impact her score severely. Gymnasts are not supposed to perform with knots in the ribbon, and it might mean that it invalidates some of her difficulty. We will see. Meanwhile, the score for Zora Agamirova with the clubs, 30.00. That is an excellent rebound after a disappointing performance with the ball yesterday for her. Here is a most intriguing story. Matsusaka Reina, the 22-year-old from Kanagawa, takes to the floor to perform with the clubs. She is currently in 5th place after her first 2 routines. Someone with a shout, or maybe more. It's another dynamite performance from Matsusaka Reina, a Japanese gymnast who has really made a name for herself so far at this competition, much like her teammate Suzuki Naruha, who currently sits 2nd in the all-around behind Fanny Pignitsky. We will be seeing Matsusaka Reina in 2 apparatus finals at least. She was 6th with both the hoop and the ball yesterday, and she may well be on her way to qualifying for the final with the clubs with that performance.
Final score, 27.300.
中国选手厉慧玲赛最后得分27.300分。
The score is in for Li Huilin of China, and it is a good one, 27.3 with the ribbon. Clearly, she has been penalized for having a knot for much of that routine, but it hasn't affected her quite as much as it might have. And now from Greece, the ribbon routine of Maria Dervisi, 20th place after the first day. Maria Dervisi of Greece completing her performance with the ribbon. She is from a most athletic family. Her brother Georgios owns an Olympic silver medal in water polo, which he won 2 years ago in Tokyo. Her grandfather George was a bronze medalist in water polo at the Mediterranean Games back in 1951. So that is quite a pedigree, and it's no surprise that she has risen to the highest levels of her sport. Meanwhile, the score for Matsusaka Reina, 29.3, the sixth highest number that we have seen with the clubs today. So she has been extraordinarily consistent.
现在上场的是哈萨克斯坦选手，比赛项目放。
Now set to perform with the clubs from Kazakhstan, here is Aybota Yurtakizi, 10th place after the first day of competition. The club's performance of Aybota Yurtakizi of Kazakhstan. Beyonce choosing score with the ribbon for Maria Dervisi. It is 24.3.
现在上场的是克罗地亚选手，比赛项目带。
Next to take to the carpet with the ribbon, it is Lana Sambol of Croatia, the 19-year-old from Zagreb. Her finest score, 25.1 with the hoop. Some lovely moments in that bit of Italian opera from Lana Sambol of Croatia, finishing her exercise with the ribbon. But there were also some difficult parts to this routine, lovely as most of it was. Chasing an apparatus out of bounds costs every gymnast at least 1.6 points. And there are deductions for losing the apparatus, there's a deduction for retrieving it out of bounds, and then there's a myriad of deductions for each second the exercise is interrupted. And if you have to go out of bounds and then come back in bounds and resume, those add up to several seconds and even more tenths of points. There was also a second moment where it appeared that the ribbon stick went out of bounds and touched the floor, which would be a deduction of 0.3. A lot of happy faces and a lot of love expressed to the crowd here in Chengdu. The score for Aibota Yurtakizi with the club's 28.95. And that could put her into the apparatus final, but we will see. The experienced Tatiana Volozhinina of Bulgaria will begin the second half of her competition with the clubs.
The athlete on field play is Tatiana Volozhinina from Bulgaria. Clubs.
The Sofia resident, 20 years old. And look out for the way that she turns like nobody else. That was a most composed piece of work from Tatiana Volozhanina of Bulgaria. Heading into today's competition, she was in 8th place, but she had the 3rd best number with the ball yesterday. Her turns are just phenomenal. This is a penché pivot that goes into releve. She keeps a defined ring position with her foot near her head throughout, and she does so many rotations. And the more rotations that you can do, the more difficulty you will amass.
Ribbon, final score, 20.400.
For l'ensemble, it is 20.4 with the ribbon.
The athlete on field play is Elizabeth Mill from Finland. Ribbon.
现在上场的是芬兰选手，比赛项目带。
Next up on the carpet, Elizabeth Jamil of Finland. Very stylish athlete from Lahti, the Nordic all-around champion in the all-around and with the ribbon last year. A near effortless looking presentation with the ribbon from Elizabeth Jamil of Finland. She was in 14th place coming into today's all-around final. Excellent fouette pirouettes with her leg and attitude devant. And a good lateral move down to the ground as she catches the ribbon. She is a rare gymnast who is capable of sweeping the titles at the national championships. As Tatiana Volozhanina scores 30.5, the 2nd highest score we've seen today with the clubs. So she is already a definitive for the ball final, and that may well put her right into the clubs final too. And now here is Martina Gil of Argentina. Her 3rd performance is with the clubs. The 19-year-old from Buenos Aires who made her World Challenge Cup debut in Portugal back in May. Martina Gil of Argentina performing it to a medley of Asturias. This is a gymnast who has the Pan American Games, which will be coming up in October, at the forefront of her mind. She is hoping to qualify for that competition, which will happen in Santiago, Chile. She says that she tries to live every experience in gymnastics to the hilt. 26.05 the score for Elizabeth Yamil, the 10th strongest number with the ribbon that we have seen today. So amongst the gymnasts who have performed with only 3 apparatus, the leader in this group remains Kristina Poronichna of Ukraine. And just behind her, Li Huilin of China and Zora Agamirova of Azerbaijan. We take a look at Marianne Kasik, the gymnast from Estonia, 19 years old, from Tartu, at her first World University Games. Here she is with the ribbon. Marianne Kasik of Estonia with the ribbon. She is one of only a handful of Estonian athletes who have made the trip to Chengdu. They represent 7 different sports. She was a performer at 2 World Cups back in 2021. And after this, she will take up her 2nd year of university studies.
The athlete on fifth place is Georgia Cheng from Australia. Plus.
The score is in for Martina Gil. It is 20.6 with the clubs. Here is Georgia Chin of Australia. She will be beginning her competition today with the clubs. Georgia Chin of Australia performing to the white stripes with the clubs. And clearly this was not the routine that she wanted to do, but I think that we have to emphasize that this is a very big stage and it's very difficult to perform with two clubs and all the difficulty that is required. The Code of Points really demands that gymnasts do a lot and take a lot of risk, and sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't. On this occasion, it did not work for Georgia Chin, but she will have other opportunities. The score with the ribbon is 22.15 for Marie-Annette Kasik of Estonia. A gymnast noted for her highly balletic qualities, here is Madalena Lajas of Portugal. Her highest scoring routine so far has been with the ball. Let's see what she can do with the ribbon. Well, just as we saw yesterday from Madalena Lajas, her pirouettes, her pivots, her turns, they are really something to behold, to say nothing of the turning split leaps. It was a routine where there were problems, a couple of drops of the ribbon, some slight tangling here and there, and just before the end, the out of bounds after her trio of split leaps. However, some lovely moments as well.
Plus, final score, 18.950.
For Georgia Chin, it is 16.950 with the clubs. We will see her perform again with the ribbon in about 20 minutes. The final performer in the first half of this Group B in the individual all-around final. From the Republic of Korea, here is Jun Yoo-jin with the clubs. A jazzy turn and a peace sign from Jun Yeo-jin of the Republic of Korea with the clubs. The 18-year-old from Seoul with her third performance of this all-around final. She is a gymnast who, like a few in this competition, have performed at the World Championships, but as a member of the group, it is no easy feat to transition back to individual rhythmic gymnastics once you have gone and done group. People who have done it say that it's like two different sports. 21.50, the number for Madalena Lajes with the ribbon.
The athlete on the field of play is Brigida Krashovic from Slovenia.
And we will turn right around and go back again to the top of the order. Now entering the floor, Brigida Krashovic of Slovenia. And this is her routine with the ribbon. Brigida Krashovic of Slovenia. And yes, there were some difficulties with this performance with the ribbon, notably right at the end, but she is somebody who has made such an incredible impression in world and European competition this year. The quality of her dance especially is phenomenal. Look at those wonderful fouette pirouettes, and this, the side scale with help in pirouette, and to do that and maintain the ribbon as well is really excellent. For Jun Yeo-jin, 24.75 is her score with the clubs.
The athlete on field of play is Volodymyra Kristina from Ukraine, clubs.
And we will move right on with the podium contender. The 20-year-old from Ukraine performing with the clubs. This is Kristina Poronichna in second place after the first day of competition. student of medicine, a student of sport, a strong contender for the all-around podium at the World University Games. Is there anything that Kristina Poronichna cannot do? And in this club's routine, it seemed like there was nothing that she was not capable of. She got right down to business. The dynamic elements with rotation, the dynamic balances, the front scale with bending the trunk at the back, all of it brilliantly executed. It's a busy routine, and she did everything very well. For Brigida Krashevets, 24.1 is her mark with the ribbon. And now performing with the ribbon from Azerbaijan, here is Zora Agamirova with her final performance of the day. The silver medalist in the all-around at this event 4 years ago. She is once more within striking distance of the podium, but it's going to take an excellent routine for her to climb onto it. A bit of rock and roll to end her competition for Zora Agamirova of Azerbaijan. We will see her again in the hoop final. It was not perhaps the routine that she was hoping to do. There was a momentary loss of the ribbon, and that will probably end her quest to be on the all-around podium at this edition of the World University Games. We will have to wait for confirmation to be sure. Now, this is going to be interesting. 30.3 for Kristina Poronichna. That gives her a total of 122.3, and that puts her into the silver medal position behind Fanny Pignitsky of Hungary. And here the other major contender for the all-around podium from the People's Republic of China with her final routine. Here is Li Huilin. This is the performance that is going to determine her fate.
I put a spell on you. I tell you I ain't lying.
Well, that is going to be very close. Li Huilin thrilling the crowd here in Chengdu. Within this routine, however, there were two moments that were definitely questionable when it comes to deductions. The loss of one club with 0 to 1 steps needed to recapture it. That will be a loss of 0.5 to 0.7. There was also a throw and catch where she had to modify her trajectory. That will be also a significant deduction, but we'll see. 27.9 is the score with the ribbon for Zora Agamirova.
The athlete on the field of play is Matsaka Mina from Japan. Ribbon.
现在上场的是日本选手，比赛项目带。
And now from Japan, performing with the ribbon, this is Matsusaka Reina, the 22-year-old, with a chance to regain the podium. Whether or not she makes the podium here, she has introduced herself to the world. Matsusaka Reina of Japan has all of the qualities that make a world-class rhythmic gymnast. She is quick. She flies through the air on her leap sequences. She is beautiful with the apparatus, and perhaps most importantly, she has a style all her own. She has already been very well known in Japan for that, but the rest of the world is just discovering it. The score for Li Huilin, 27.35. And that puts her into 6th place in the all-around. Next on the carpet, Maria Dervisi of Greece. Her final performance will be with the clubs. Maria Dervisi of Greece. She was in 20th place heading into the final two routines. And earlier today scored 24.3 with the ribbon, her highest number being 28.3 with the hoop. Excellent split position on her penché pivots. And this is one of the fundamentals with the clubs, the mill circles. And this is her dynamic element with rotation, catching the club while executing a rotation, in this case, a backward roll. For Matsusaka Reina, the score is in, and she has taken over the bronze medal position. 29.95. Most impressive. That gives her a score of 120.1. And here from Kazakhstan, performing with the ribbon, this is Aybota Yurtakizi. The final routine of the day for a gymnast aiming to finish in the top 10. It is a rare quality in a rhythmic gymnast when she can pick you up out of your seat and take you with her on her journey through a routine. And Aybota Yurtakizi has that quality. The 19-year-old is performing to Adele's Moving Skyfall from the James Bond movie of the same name.
Final score, 25.600.
The club score for Maria Dervisi, 25.6. That is the second highest score of her competition, and a very good way for her to end. And here from Croatia, Lana Sambol performing with the clubs. Earlier today, she scored 20.4 with the ribbon. What a nice way for Lana Sambol to round off her competition. A gymnast who has struggled with inconsistency in the past. There was no sign of that in this routine. Lana Sambol was introduced to rhythmic gymnastics when she was in kindergarten, and certainly her 5-year-old self could never conceive of her one day performing at the World University Games. But that has been the trajectory of a career that is still flourishing.
Rebens, final score, 28.800.
A happy ending to this story for the Croatian gymnast. And for Aibota Yurtekizi, the story is likely to continue. 28.8, her score with the ribbon. And that could well put her into the apparatus final. And now for her final performance, here is Bulgaria's Tatiana Volozhanina, who will take to the carpet with the ribbon. There is such a lightness and a softness to this performance from Tatiana Volozhanina. She is known for her polished work and her way of working with the apparatus. She really gives the impression of commanding and controlling it. She says she knows that she looks self-possessed, but just because I look relaxed doesn't mean that I am. I'm always worried before I start. Here's the end of the routine, and just a bit of the ribbon falling out of bounds. That will be a small deduction from the final score. Final score for Lana Sambol, 25.95 with the clubs. A great way for her to end. That is the highest score that she has received at these World University Games. She will be performing to the clubs for the final time at these World University Games. Elizabeth Jamil of Finland, 14th heading into today's competition. to the sound of On si bat la vida by Indila. That is the club's routine of Elizabeth Jamil of Finland. The Nordic all-around champion, as well as the champion with this apparatus last year. She was born in Lahti but trains in Espoo. And she has had a tremendous couple of seasons internationally at the European Championships this year, 23rd with the hoop. The score for Tatiana Volozhinina, 26.45 with the ribbon. And that puts her into 8th place. And now for the final time, we will look at Martina Hill of Argentina. What an effort at the end to catch that final throw from Martina Hill of Argentina. The 19-year-old from Buenos Aires with the Pan American Games potentially in her sights. She said her goal here was to continue to improve, and it does seem that over the performances she has given these past 2 days, we have watched her begin to come into her own as a competitor. The music, Somebody to Love by Queen.
Clubs, final score, 25.100.
For Elizabeth Jamil, the number is 25.1 with the clubs. Just an update on the top 3. In 3rd position at the moment, Matsusaka Reina of Japan, Kristina Pornichna of Ukraine in 2nd, and Fanny Pignitsky in the gold medal position. Here from Estonia, this is the final performance of Marianette Kasik, the 19-year-old from Tartu.
Stanotte non ho più pensato a te. Ho aperto gli occhi per guardare intorno a me. E intorno a me girava il mondo come sempre. Gira il mondo, gira nello spazio senza fine, con gli amori appena nati, con gli amori già finiti, con la gioia e col dolore della gente come me. No, non si è fermato mai un momento, l'amore insegue sempre il giorno, ed il giorno verrà. Stanotte io pensavo a te.
To the sounds of Il Mondo by the trio Il Volo. That is Marie-Annette Kasik of Estonia completing her competition in the all-around at these World University Games. What an accomplishment it is for an athlete like her. She is the recipient of a prestigious scholarship that supports her training and that of several other prominent Estonian athletes. This has been her first experience at a World University Games. Although at just 19 years old, it may not be her last.
22.950.
The score 22.95 for Martina Gill. That is the second highest score that she has received here.
Georgia Chin from Australia.
There is a look at the leader right now, Fanny Pignitsky of Hungary.
比赛项目带
The competitor from Australia, Georgia Chin, taking to the carpet for her final performance. It will be with the ribbon. There's an old adage that it's not the way that you start, it's the way that you finish. And what is so admirable about this performance by Australia's Georgia Chin is the way that she fought and fought hard to minimize mistakes in this routine. It has not been the easiest day for her at this competition. She made several mistakes with the clubs, was very disappointed with the routine, but she has picked herself up and has carried on and has delivered this honorable performance, a performance worthy of who she is as an athlete. 19.850, the score for Marie-Annette Kasik of Estonia as she completes her competition at her first World University Games. It's been quite a ride.
是葡萄牙选手，比赛项目棒。
From Portugal, taking the carpet for her final routine, this is Madalena Lajas. Madalena Lages of Portugal, an athlete who has really demonstrated considerable improvement over the past few years. By her own words, a competition like this would have been unimaginable for her just a few years ago. She swept the titles at the National University Championships in Portugal last year. And clearly, her years as a competitive ballerina have carried her through this competition. For Georgia Chin, 18.950 will be the score that she ends her competition with, the second highest mark that she has received at this meet. And now the final competitor in the all-around at these World University Games. From Korea, Jun Yoo-jin, the 18-year-old from Seoul. She closes us out with the ribbon. The podium as it stands at the moment: Matsusaka Reina in third place, Kristina Poronichna in second, and Fanny Pignitsky has almost certainly closed out the gold medal. The Republic of Korea's Jun Yoo-jin making a successful return to individual competition after spending time as part of the Korean group, including a turn at the World Championships last year. She said that she has carried forward her experiences from 2022 as she has returned to individual competition. And a good return it has been. We have two scores still to come in. The first from Madalena Lages of Portugal, and it is 18.75 with the clubs. And what that means is both Fanny Pignitsky and Kristina Poronichna are guaranteed medals. In the hot seat right now, Matsusaka Reina of Japan, who, depending on the number that we receive from Jun Yoo-jin, will or will not win the bronze. The results will be made official in just a moment. There they are, the competitors at the World University Games in Chengdu in rhythmic gymnastics in the individual category. Amongst them in green, Fanny Pignitsky of Hungary, who stands poised to make history for her nation and for her university by taking the title. The score for Jun Yoo-jin, 22.800. And that is going to make the podium official. The anticipation building as we wait for
各位观
the
众，
final
为了确保
results.
B 组棒带到此结束，请运动员退场，感谢您的观
And
看。
when you think about what this is going to mean for Fanny Pignitsky of Hungary to win the World University Games title, a first for her nation, a first for herself. She has already been the author of several notable moments for Hungarian gymnastics. She was the first Hungarian gymnast to win a medal at a World Cup. And 4 years ago, she came to the World University Games. She finished 9th in the all-around. She was only 19 years old. She was just beginning to rise in the world of rhythmic gymnastics, and how she has risen. She is one of only 2 individual competitors to return for this edition of the World University Games, she and Zora Agamirova. And there at the bottom of your screen, there she is. She is leading the parade. In just a moment, she will be officialized as the gold medalist, the all-around champion. But first, let us take back and have a look at some of the notable moments of this all-around final. The individual all-around final completed. In just a few moments, we will be moving to the group competition, where there is just one routine to go before the crowning of the all-around champions. Do stay with us. We will be back in just a few minutes. And it is official. The winner of the all-around final in rhythmic gymnastics at this World University Games is Hungary's Fanny Pignitsky. The final score, 126.8, and she was the best, clearly the best, throughout this competition. Taking the silver, Kristina Pornichna of Ukraine, an incredible comeback to international competition, and with bronze, Matsusaka Reina. Welcome to world competition. Commiseration for Suzuki Naruha of Japan, just missing out on the podium, but an incredible debut for the 18-year-old from Hyogo. And rounding out the top 5, Elzhana Tanieva, the well-known quantity from Kazakhstan. There is more to come from her. We will see it in the apparatus final.